Ladies and gentlemen, XTC family, welcome to Looking for Footprints Part 2. And I'm very pleased to say I'm back in Swindon and we're at the wonderful Steam Museum, which hopefully next year will be holding the XTC Convention 2022. But today, as a follow-on from part 1, I'll be taking you to parts of Swindon which are a bit more inner. You don't really need a car or the bus to access them. I remember the sun from last time, and we have recently had a heat wave, but today it's a little bit overcast. I blame the weather myself. But never mind, I've got lots to show you, lots of fantastic, interesting places to see in Swindon, of course, connected with XTC. Oh, it's so exciting, so come on, join me on this journey, hooray! Tin toy clockwork train, riding all around my brain. This really is a fascinating place. But you know what's really interesting? Listen carefully. We're miles away from the sea, but I can hear seagulls. I wonder if they're screaming, kisser, kisser. Okay, we're currently north of the tracks. So we're going to go under the railway line all the way to Swindon New Town. All aboard for Swindon. Mechanic dancing, oh we go mechanic dancing, oh we go mechanic dancing, oh we go mechanic dancing, oh we go. Can't wait until the weekend comes. I wanna be with all my chums. Hey, now this is a fascinating place. In fact, this is the Mechanics Institute. And it was opened in 1855 by the railway workers, for the railway workers, for education and recreation. Unfortunately, it closed in 1986. But still, what a wonderful building. There are two XTC connections here. First of all, in 1978, this place influenced the song Mechanic Dancing, Oh We Go. And then 5 years later, in 1983, this is where XTC rehearsed the Mama album. I wanna be with all my chums. Oh, I forgot to mention. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special person who is helping me with the filming today. The one and only Mr. Selfie.
Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Selfie.
You're welcome.
You're a great pal. Do you eat dog food? Now this place is really interesting, and it plays a key role in the story of XTC. This is Holmes Music, formerly known as the John Holmes Organ Centre. And in 1976, XTC were on the verge of hitting the big time, but there's a problem. Their keyboard player, John Perkins, has just left the band. And very soon, they have a test recording with CBS Records. They need to find a new keyboard player. Andy went to the top, and there was a pinboard with a card on it. Keyboard player seeks band. Ah, he's in luck. So he inquired to the owner about it. They said, oh yeah, he lives over the old Park North estate, or words to that effect. It is, of course, the one and only Barry Andrews. Now, they never heard him play before, so they thought we must have an audition. But it was no ordinary audition, or certainly not a musical one. It was a drinking audition. Basically, if Barry could keep up with Andy and the other lads with drinks, he's effectively in the band. Now, what Andy didn't realise is Barry Andrews can sup. And on that night, he outsupped Andy. So much so that when Andy got back home on Gladstone Street, his girlfriend, wife-to-be, Marianne, had to console Andy as he's throwing up in the sink. She was even pushing the puke down the plug hole with a plastic spoon. No wonder he wrote so many sick tunes. Wow, look at this wonderful Tower of Swindon. This is the Brunel Tower, opened in 1976, commonly known as the David Murray John Tower. Whatever you want to call it, it's still in mint condition. Aha, look what I found. Kempster Son. Now this place plays a very important part in the XTC story. Let's go back up here. And this second floor used to be where the guitars were. Andy used to play for hours before the owner, Jeff, kindly asked him to leave. In the early 70s, Andy met Colin in here and they used to jam together. And in 1977, when XTC was signed to Virgin, Andy had some money in his pocket and subsequently bought an Ibanez 2619, which I just found out is a guitar. It was love at first twang, he said. Now also, what is very interesting about this place is not too far from here, across the road there, is Stanya Street. And if you go up there to number 16, that is where a certain Dave Gregory used to live. And they moved into that property in 1979. So, whether you're at Kempster Son or Holmes Music, you're guaranteed a cordial welcome. Look at this, folks. We're going up the hill. It's getting steep, but the views are becoming magnificent. Red brick dream, window scream, as the rusting North Star shines above and drops its iron beams, crashing down upon the roofs of Swindon town. Heard the neighbour slam the car door, don't he realise this is Respectable Street? Did you realise this is Respectable Street? This is Bowood Road, another fascinating part of Swindon. And just across the road there, on Kingshill Road, is number 46. And this is where the newlywed Andy and Marianne Partridge moved into in 1979. This was Marianne's father's house. He ran his business here. Wyborn Signs. And Andy and Marianne lived in the top half of the house, and as you can see, he had a wonderful view of Bowood Road, which influenced the song Respectable Street. Now I have to admit that one of my favourite XTC lyric lines of many features in Respectable Street. Sunday church and they look fetching. Saturday night saw him retching over our fence. Brilliant. Okay, let's go up the hill. We're going up towards the old town. Keep up, Mr. Selfie. Dressed up like an ice cream cone. Hocus Pocus. How far is it now? At last, we've made it to the top of Old Town, and we're in the wonderful town gardens. Now I'm going to show you something that will bowl you over. Ha-ha! Do you recognise this place? This, of course, is the bowl where Andy and Dave performed Train Running Low on Soul Coal back in 1984 for the Play at Home Channel 4 documentary. Do you know what I find really interesting? Is in 1984 XTC was still popular despite not being in the UK top 40 for a couple of years. Let's fast forward 37 years to the year 2021 and see if XTC are still remembered and revered in their hometown.
Oh, excuse me, sir, excuse me. Do you remember a band called XTC?
Oh, I remember XTC, alright. They're a local band, they are. I even remember when Dave Gregory used to be in a group called Arkells. They were a good pub rock band.
Oh, hello, sir. Do you remember a band called XTC?
Yeah, I remember seeing them at the Out and Anchor back in 1978. I know you're antiseptic and your aftershave smells nice. Yeah, they're a good punk rock band with XTC. Not a lot of people know that. A lot of people thought they were a pop band, but for me, they were always a punk band. Alright.
Oh, excuse me, madam. Do you remember a band called XTC?
Oh yes, XTC are one of my favourite bands of all time. I particularly like the lead singer, Colin Partridge. Oh, he's so fanciable. I have a poster of him on my bedroom wall, you know.
Oh, really, madam? Well, do you find me fanciable?
Ooh, you are awful, but I like you.
Okay, let's move on to our final destination, Swindon Arts Centre in Old Town.
G'day. What's your favourite colour, Blue? Now this place is wonderful. This is the Swindon Arts Centre. And it bookends the career of XTC. Let me explain. Did you know that back here in 1973, the Helium Kids played their first gig? 45 years later, two of those band members got back together to perform again on stage here. They were called TC&I, Terry Chambers and Colin Moulding. It's quite remarkable because Terry spent many years in Australia. But in October and November 2018, they played 6 wonderful shows. I managed to get to one of them. I think some of you managed to get to all of them. It was quite emotional, really. I remember, don't we cry? But it was wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes Looking for Footprints Part 2. And I hope Swindon is a destination you will also go to. There's something magical about this place for me, because you're bound to meet someone connected with XTC. It's the everyday story of small town, which makes it handy because you really could bump into Colin, Terry, Dave, Barry, or even Andy. So whenever you're in this town, which is famous for its steam, you might just find what you're looking for if you follow the red brick dream. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Mr. Selfie.
Thank you.
Take care of yourselves. Hope to see you soon. Loves ya.